Alexa.
Good.
Yeah. How have things been at school this week?
They've been okay. I don't know. I just get worried when I don't have anyone to sit with at lunch.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that last week. I remember. Have you been sitting with those girls at lunch?
Yeah, but I just always feel like when I get up and walk away, like they're talking about me and they don't actually like me.
Alright, well, that's something we can work on. While we're talking today, do you want to color a little bit?
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
coloring.
You pick whatever picture you want. I have colored pencils for you too. I know that you like art, so.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to this week? Anything with track or?
Yeah, so we've been practicing a lot because I have a big meet on Saturday.
Where's your meet going to be?
It's going to be at Ram High School, but it's against other middle schoolers, but we're using the Ram High School track because it's bigger and there's more room.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that's the only place where I kind of feel relaxed is when I'm running.
Alright, well that's good.
That's
You feel like you can kind of relax a little bit when you
Mm-hmm.
do stuff, and you're around other people when you do that too, though, right?
Yeah, there's like other girls around and stuff.
Mhm.
But normally I think I'd be overwhelmed, but I'm running, so I'm kind of distracted, I think. So it helps me think about other stuff, and I don't think about all the people around.
So when you go to those meets, do you have to take the bus?
Yeah,
Who do you usually sit with on the bus?
my friend Megan.
How do you and Megan get along then?
We get along okay, but I'm still like worried when I get on the bus about who I'm gonna sit with.
But do you usually sit with her? Like, have you sat with her every time you've gone?
Yeah, we sit together every time.
Well, that's good. What do you guys usually do when you sit together on the way there? I know some of those bus rides can get pretty long.
We sing a song. That's kind of a silly song.
Does the whole team sing the song?
Yeah, it's like take a soda down and pass it around. That's what we sing.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
So when you get to those track meets and you are sitting on the bleachers or you're waiting for the meet to start, what are you usually doing with the kids that are on the track team with you?
I don't know. I don't usually talk to the kids. I usually just listen to music.
So you like music too? What kind of music do you like listening to?
I like One Direction, and I like Justin Bieber, and I like K-pop. K-pop's the best.
That's pretty cool. So say you were on the bus one day, or like sitting on the bleachers, and your iPod or your phone died, and you had no more music to listen to. Has that ever happened to you before?
No, I hope that never happens because I get really nervous.
Okay.
I don't think I can handle that.
That's something we can work on. So the next thing I want to do with you, I know you're coloring, so you can still color while I do this. We're
Yeah,
going to
I
talk
like
about our feelings a little bit when we get into those situations, when we're around other people that we don't really feel comfortable talking to, or maybe when you're getting a little bit nervous to talk to other people. So I'm going to put my side on the left side and your side on the right side, okay?
Okay.
So typically you get a little worried when you have to talk to other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so for me, I get worried about going in public sometimes, like going in public by myself, maybe going grocery shopping or going to the mall or going to the movies or something. So I'm just going to write public. And I'm going to write down some of the things that I feel when I get worried about that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I get nervous, right? And that's kind of when your face is getting a little warm and you're looking around and nervous. Sometimes I get scared. By myself, so I get scared sometimes because you don't know what could happen. So that makes me...
Yeah, you get scared, even you?
Yeah, I get scared sometimes too. I think everyone gets scared sometimes, though. It's not... I don't think it would be as normal to not get scared at all. Something should scare you, I think. What else do I feel when I'm in public? Sometimes I get bored even when I'm by myself in public. If I go there by myself, I'd like to talk to other people, you know, when I'm at the grocery store, when I'm at the movies. It would be nice to be around other people. Do you ever feel bored when you don't talk to other people?
Yeah, like I get bored, but I'm too scared to talk to people. So even though I'm bored, it doesn't matter because I'm too scared.
All right, so let's talk about a few things that you feel when you're trying to talk to other people, or when you want to talk to other people, or maybe when you're at lunch and you feel like there's nobody for you to talk to. So what's one thing that you feel?
So this is kind of silly, but I feel sweaty.
Sweaty. Okay.
Like my hands, they get really sweaty.
Yeah. Do you think that's because you're nervous? Sometimes when you get nervous, your hands get a little clammy almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like the word that goes with it.
Okay.
So I'll put nervous.
Okay.
And sometimes I get really scared, and that kind of feels like shaky.
Mm-hmm.
So shaky and scared.
So do you usually feel shaky and scared when you're about to talk to somebody, or while you're talking to somebody?
Both.
Both.
But it's kind of worse during.
During it. Okay.
Yeah. And then sometimes I feel like a little mad because I get mad at myself because I wish that I could just be normal and talk to other kids without feeling nervous. I just kind of get mad.
Okay. All right. So I want you to look at all these things that we're feeling. Sometimes we're feeling a little nervous, shaky and scared, sometimes a little mad, right? In those social situations that you get yourself into when you're in school, and maybe outside of school too. And I'm going to give you an exercise that I want you to practice at home with mom, maybe, or maybe with your dad. You're going to practice it, and it's a breathing exercise. So when you get nervous and when you get scared and like a little anxious about talking to people, your heart starts to race, right? We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
You start getting a little sweaty, your hands are getting sweaty because you're nervous. Sometimes you're shaking because you're nervous, right? It's because your body is creating adrenaline. So you're really like, your brain's working really fast and your body's reacting to the thing that you're afraid of. So what we're going to do is a breathing exercise that's going to help you kind of relax when you get into those situations. So you're not as sweaty and your face isn't turning red as much, and we can slow your breathing down a little bit so that you feel calm in those situations. And then maybe you can work towards talking to other people instead of staying scared, because I'm guessing you stay scared for a little while when that happens sometimes, when you start feeling those things.
It sounds nice to be able to relax like you're talking about.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
We're going to work on it, so I'm going to show it to you first. So I call it birthday candle breathing. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your fingers up one at a time, or all together, okay? And you're going to blow out your fingers one at a time, really slow. So just watch me when I do it. Ready? You do all five, okay?
So,
do you want to do it with me? So hold them out.
Okay.
So take a deep breath in. Feel all the breath leave, kind of?
Yeah, I made a wish.
You did. What did you wish?
I wish that I could have good track meet.
I'm sure you will. All right, you want to do it one more time for me? I want you to do it by yourself this time, okay?
Okay.
So pick up your hand, breathe in. Awesome. Do you feel your body kind of calming down a little bit?
Yeah.
Feel kind
I feel
of
like
calm
my chest kind of relaxed.
And you're probably a little nervous when you got here, right?
Yeah, I was nervous to talk to you because I don't like talking to new people.
That's what it means when you get anxious. Your whole body kind of reacts to it, and new situations or just situations that you think about a lot, sometimes you can get anxious at those times, and that's something that you can use. So I want you to practice it at home, okay? And try to use it too when you're in class, maybe. I don't know, when you're at your track meets, if you ever feel nervous, just try to use it. I know it's hard to think about sometimes when you get nervous.
Yeah.
But do you think that's something that you could use when you go out, maybe at home, at school?
Yeah, because I have my hand wherever I go, so it's easy to remember because my hand's right there. So
yeah, it's always something that you can use. All right, so the next thing I want to do with you, we're going to start doing a journal. So I brought you today your very own notebook that you're going to take home. We're going to do an example on the board for you. And then this is going to be yours too. So what I want you to start journaling, and you're going to do it at the end of the day. Whenever you get home, or maybe when you're in school, you can do it just once a day. I want you to talk about 3 things, okay? So the first thing we're going to talk about is how we think our day went. Okay, so how the day went and how we felt on a scale of 0 to 10. So I brought you some pictures, and you can pick whichever one you like. Okay, you can use both of them, and maybe we can even come up with a Harry Potter one. I know that you liked Harry Potter a lot, but we'll use these ones
like
for the
Happy
first time.
Hagrid.
Yeah, exactly. So you can look at these. So we'll answer this question together for the first time. So on a scale of 0 to 10 for today, how do you think you felt?
Well, at the beginning, I felt really scared, so maybe like a 1.
Okay.
But then after coloring and talking, I felt more like a 5.
Awesome. That's really good. Okay. So when you're doing your journals at the end of the day, or whenever you want to do them, we're going to talk about that. Okay. So from a scale of 0 to 10, how you're feeling for that day. And see how we did those exercises, those breathing exercises, and a little bit of like coloring and stuff. And just from doing that alone, just trying those things, it kind of brought your number up. That's why we want you to do them when you go into the classroom or at home or any sports that you're doing, because it's really going to help you if you try to use it as much as you can, right? All right. So the second thing that we're going to talk about is probably the low of the day, right? So the one thing, or the biggest thing that you think was really hard for you, or that you didn't like, or maybe like something hard that like happened to you, or somebody else maybe even, like in your family, anything that kind of negatively affected you for the day. So what do you think that would be for today?
Well, today I went to gym class and I was late, and I felt like when I walked in, all the kids were staring at me and talking at me, and I didn't have a partner for the activity, and that was really embarrassing because I was late, and so I showed up and everyone already had partners and I didn't have a partner.
Okay. And that probably made you feel a little anxious, right? Those feelings that we were talking about before, did you feel those things?
Yeah, I got sweaty because then I had to try to ask someone to be my partner, and that was like so scary because I didn't even know how to do that.
So when you were trying to ask that person, what did you end up doing? Did you ask the person, or did you?
No, I was too scared. I asked the teacher to help me, which is even more embarrassing. I wish I could just do it myself.
So it's something we want to work on in the future while we're working together. It's being able to ask for partners in those situations, because that's a lot of what we do in school, right?
Yeah, talking to people is scary.
Yeah, things can be scary, but there are things that we can do to get over those feelings. Okay. So the last thing that we're going to talk about is the high of the day that you're going to journal. So today, what would you say your high was? The best thing that happened to you, or the happiest thing?
I really liked coloring today. So being here and coloring was cool.
That's good. I'm happy that you like being here. It's good that you like being here. And I want you to feel comfortable too. So if you ever want to do anything else, I know you liked coloring, we can do other activities while we're in here too. We can play Uno, we have slime that we can play with, we can do coloring again.
Really? You can do all that fun stuff?
We can do whatever you want to do while you're in here, as long as we can still talk while we're doing it, because it makes it better while we're talking, I think. So you liked the coloring. That's really good. So we have all these things. We have all these papers and charts and things like that, and you have your new journal. So homework for when you go back. We're going to journal, right? All of our days, how we feel from 0 to 10, best thing that happened, worst thing that happened. You're going to bring it back to me when we meet again next week, so that we can check it out. We can talk about it a little bit. Sound like something you could do?
Yeah.
And what else are we going to do when we go home?
Birthday candle breathing.
Right. So you're going to try that. Maybe practice it with your mom or somebody at home. You can do it with, if you have an animal at home, you can practice it in front of them. Sometimes that's fun. So whatever you feel like doing it, whenever you feel like doing it, perfectly fine. As long as you're trying it out. And you can take these home. I know that you like coloring and decorating, things like that, so you can mark these up, color them.
Wow, I got all this stuff.
I know. You get to bring them all home and have fun with them and make them your own. As long as you're paying attention to them and you're doing your homework, so we can talk about it at the beginning of next week when we meet again.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to talk about while we're here?
I don't know. I'm just worried, but I think it might get better.
We're going to be working together a little bit. And at least once a week I'll see you. So if you're ever feeling those things, if you ever get nervous or anxious while you're in school, you can still come talk to me. It's not just limited to when we have our meetings together. If you ever feel like you're really, really anxious or really sad or really worried about anything, you can still come talk to me. So that's okay.
Really?
Of course you can. So overall, how do you think the session went today? I know it was our first session that we really had together, other than the other one that we had, but that wasn't really a real session. We didn't really do much in that one.
It was good. I really liked coloring and writing on the board and stuff.
Is there anything that you would want to change, maybe?
No, I really like the breathing too. The birthday. It reminds me of my birthday.
All right. Well, it was good seeing you again, Alexa.
You too.